At this point I was just as confused and frustrated as when I started my search. I felt myself throwing my arms up to God and shouting, "What now?" I wasn't a Jew, I wasn't a Christian. I was just a person who believed in a God. I thought about giving up organized religion. All I wanted was the truth. I didn't care which holy book it came from. I just wanted it. One day I was reading on the internet and decided to stop and find a chat room. I noticed a religion chat, which, of course, interested me, so I clicked on it. I saw a room called Islamic chat. Should I go in? I hoped that no terrorists would get access to my email and send me viruses, or worse. Images of huge men dressed in black with huge beards coming to my door and kidnapping me appeared in my mind. You can see how much I knew about Islam, 0. But then I thought it was just an innocent investigation. I decided to go in and noticed that the people in the room weren't as scary as I had imagined. In fact, most of them called each other brother or sister, even though they had just met. I said hello to everyone and asked them to talk about the basics of Islam, which I knew nothing about. What they had to say was interesting and coincided with what I already believed. Some people offered me books and I accepted. By the way, I never caught a virus and no man showed up at my door to take me away, except my husband, but I went spontaneously. When I left the chat I went straight to the library and checked out every book on Islam, just as I had done with Judaism. Now I was interested in reading and learning more. Before I had a huge pile of books at home, I wanted to examine a few. That was a turning point for me. The first few I looked at explained the basics in more detail. Some were very didactic and had some pictures of beautiful, huge mosques with women wearing scarves. Fortunately, I also checked out a Quran. I opened it at random and started reading. The language was what affected me first, because I felt an authority speaking to me, not a man speaking as with the other, sacred, texts. The passage I read, and unfortunately I don't know what it was, talked about what God expects of you in this life and how to live it according to His commandments. It stated that God is benevolent, merciful and forgiving, and most importantly, that our return was to Him. Before I knew it, I could hear every one of my tears as they hit the pages of what I was reading. I was crying in the middle of the library because finally, after all my searching and curiosity, I had found what I was looking for, Islam. I knew that the Quran was unique because I had read a lot of religious literature and none of it was as clear or gave me that feeling. Now I could see God's wisdom for letting me explore Judaism and Christianity so deeply before finding Islam, so that I could compare them and realize that nothing compares to Islam. From that point on I continued to research Islam. I approached it looking for inconsistencies as I had done with Judaism and Christianity, but there were none. I explored the Quran, looking for any discrepancies. To date I have not been able to find any inconsistencies in it. Another great thing I love about the Quran is that it challenges the reader to question it. It says about itself that if it wasn't from God you would certainly find a lot of inconsistencies in it. Not only was Islam free of inconsistencies, but it also had an answer to any question you could think of, an answer that made sense. After 3 months I decided that Islam was the answer and made my official conversion by saying the Shahada. However, I had to do my Shahada through a microphone with an imam from Pennsylvania because there were no Muslims or mosques near me. The nearest was 6 hours away. I have never regretted my decision to convert. Since there were no Muslims living near me, I had to take the initiative and learn on my own, but I never got tired because I was learning the truth. Accepting Islam was an awakening of my spirit, my mind and even how I saw the world. I can compare it to someone who has bad eyesight. They struggle to keep up with the class, don't concentrate, and are constantly challenged by their difficulty. If you just get a pair of glasses, everything becomes clear and in focus. That's how my experience with Islam was. Like being given a pair of glasses that, for the first time,